What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a monthly manifestation for the sign of Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, you guys are last but not least in the zodiac lineup for group one. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay. So now everyone in the collectives are in the month of July. Libra and Leo only received 2 months because they did not receive June. Okay, they only got May. So they're the only two signs. The rest of you all got 2 months. You guys got May and June. Okay. So if it were more of you, I would have went on ahead and just did everybody still in the 2 month phase, but trying to get the readings kind of condensed back down for your viewing pleasure, if you will. Okay. But nonetheless, everybody's now back in July. The moon phases, let's talk about those real quick. New moon energy was on the 5th. Okay. First quarter moon energy was on the 13th, and 21st is the full moon. Okay. So with that being said, the strength to finally change or quit a bad habit or a mindset, meaning taking accountability, is prevalent in the month of July. Okay. Why, you ask? It's because that this is the 7th month of the year. Okay. 7, if you go look at the community page, 7 777s, if you've been seeing them, is about actually having the strength to press forward, okay, in a positive way. All right. That inner child work, things of that nature. Okay. Now, because this is the 7th month of the year, okay, you should have been evaluating yourself or assessing your progress, maybe as a whole through life, or something in particular that you're trying to work towards. Okay. With the new moon being on the 5th in the 7th month of the year, 5 is talking about provoking change of some sort. Okay. Now 5 comes up a few times throughout the month. Okay. In the sense of that new moon energy, in my opinion, being the strongest. Okay. Of the energy of change. All right. Because of the fact that it's on a new moon. So that, if anything, provokes you to think of things that need to change. Okay. Next is that first quarter moon, when you're checking on your progress to see if you've made any, or make sure you have made any by the 13th, okay, which is the first quarter moon. That equals out to 4. There is a need for some cleansing and detoxing in the month of July, but primarily, later on towards the full moon. But you probably are working towards, getting some progress with that come the 13th because of centering yourself. You may do yours early, okay? The 13th, 3, centering ourselves, following your intuition, okay? Maybe because you're going to be busy in the next weekend or so coming up, and so you're not really going to have time to, okay? And then following the 13th, there is the 14th, which is today, the day that this reading is coming out, July 14th, 2024. For those of you that may see this, years from now, okay. And I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but nonetheless, 14 equaling out to 5, okay. Protecting your energy, okay. So you may find yourself maybe wanting to isolate a bit. Maybe this is the only time that you really get to kind of take a respa a little bit, and following your intuition on that. Maybe you have some things that you should be working on, but your body is telling you to rest. So maybe finally you're listening to your body, okay? Um, of course, the 21st is another day where it's equaling out to 3 as far as centering, all right? Moon Day is on the 20th. Take that time, or something will kind of, click in you in regards to what it is that you want out of this lifetime or with a particular connection. Meaning to focusing on what you want, not what you don't want, okay? And that week is between the week of this week coming up and the week of the full moon is going to be a lot of that going on for you. I feel, Scorpio, okay? Now, the next time 5 comes up is the 23rd. 2 and 3, centering yourself and making that very clear. Maybe someone takes a day off that day, or maybe it's lackadaisical in a way with their work on the 23rd, okay, where you may have some free time then. Again, don't know why this is very specific, but again, well, I know why based off of the 5s that I told you in this month. But there's so much change, kind of repeating itself, okay? Now, the full buck moon is on the 21st. That is the day that male antlers are growing exponentially, okay, as they go into the phase of turning into a buck, okay? More so that essence of spiritual growth between the 20th and the 21st. Detox or cleanse the body. Increase your water intake. I'm suggesting this to everybody, especially no matter where you are. It's really hot, okay? So definitely increase the water intake a little bit more. Try and focus on eating foods associated with the chakras and spiritual baths, or just getting more in depth with your spirituality, because of this being the month of inner strength. This is continued from June's cleansing and charging of crystals that happen in June, okay? For those of you that are spiritualists. Now, I will say, another reason why everything is still kind of repeating itself as far as that cleansing is because in June, the full moon was on the 21st, and now it is doing that again. The rest of the year from the time of September to December is going to be the same thing, okay? Months mirroring each other. We'll get to those months when we get to them, but just, to kind of give you an advance notice, okay? So recentering was needed in June, and then again with cleansing and detoxing a little bit deeper, okay? So centering ourselves in June was more so, I think, about mindset, and then now is still the same thing in the sense of whatever you invoked in June, you should be invoking in July, all right? So let's go ahead and get into your reading, Scorpio, with the energy for the month of July, okay? Scorpio's energy for the month of July. Only pulling 3 cards for this month, okay? It's refreshing to kind of get back to it, okay? That's 3 shuffles there. Again, if you have missed out on your energy of your monthly manifestations, you should possibly go back to those for the months of maybe May. You may want to watch your May and June at least, because that's still kind of, existing for you guys a bit, okay? So 1 from the top, which is for the new moon energy on the 5th. 1 from the bottom, which is for first quarter moon energy. And then 1 energetically from the middle And remember, these are for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in Scorpio, okay? So if this one doesn't resonate for you, it might be because of the fact that you have another sign that is looking in yours because you're in a particular placement, okay? It also primarily could be because of the fact that you need to go and look at that past energy that I just mentioned, okay? So let's see what your mindset was, Scorpio, during the new moon on the 5th of July. Nothing will come of this situation, okay? Nothing will come of this situation. This card has been coming up, and I shuffled. I shuffled before I started your reading, and I shuffled right then and there just now for you. And this card is still coming out. Now, those of you that are checking in between signs in the monthly manifestations, whatever it is in particular that you are thinking about or been trying to get done, nothing will come of it based off of your actions or your mindset towards it, okay? Because you have to come to grips with whether or not if you even really want to do it or not, okay? So if you don't really want to do it and you've just been playing around with the idea, then nothing's going to come of it, okay? And Scorpio, that may be for you too, but I could be talking on to someone who's cross-watching on Scorpio, okay? Or has been really stretching themselves across the collective, and nothing is coming of it because the message has already been said through probably your main sign, okay? So it's time to stop avoiding or ignoring divine, okay? Divine is giving you the answer, and this card has been coming up in different placements of the reading, okay? Of across the signs, okay? So nothing is coming of whatever the situation is. I am not going to try and pinpoint what the situation is. The moon phase that's on this card is void of course moon, okay? And so void of course meaning you're completely off track in my opinion, okay? And so it's time to get back on track and stop trying to make something happen that's probably not going to happen, okay? Again, potentially a cross watcher, and I am sorry to the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus of Scorpio that your reading is getting jacked by someone, okay? Let's see what happens in the rest of your reading, and maybe you'll get something out of it, all right? Now, let's get into this first quarter moon energy of if you've made any progress from maybe a progress of finally accepting that nothing is going to happen of this situation, okay? Have faith in your dreams, okay? Have faith in your dreams. This is another card that has been, a rarity, but has been popping up in readings. I feel like as far as you making progress, if you are a spiritualist, you are relying on divine to tell you where to go to next, okay? Now, when you're asking divine for assistance, Scorpio, please make sure that it's not that of real personal gain, okay? If it is something that you truly need assistance with, is going to come at the most unopportune time, okay? Now, I feel as though for my spiritualist, divine knows the timing better than you do. So the best thing for you to do is to keep moving in alignment until divine tells you otherwise, tells you to, okay? In the sense of what it is that you need, okay? Some of it, they can only give you a piece, and the rest is on you, okay? And so you need to fine tune yourself again, recenter yourself, all right? Like I said, anything primarily for personal gain that doesn't have any kind of exchange of genuineness, will kind of cause a blockage. Okay, thus this nothing will come of the situation. Okay, especially depending on what it is that you're trying to obtain. If it's something in particular that spirit is trying to keep you away from, that's why it keeps coming up as nothing coming up from it. Okay, let's move on to this full moon energy in the sense of if there has been a completion or if it's been achieved during the full moon on the 21st. For you, Scorpio, it says work through your fears. Your energy popping up here, okay? Work through your fears. And that's new moon energy and a full moon placement that we're reviewing, okay? So a need to start anew, okay? Again, Scorpio, I don't know if you guys have been kind of cross watching on another energy or another sign, and trying to pick up more messages from divine. Okay, so it could be you circling back, plus another sign. Okay, work through your fears, and maybe that is the bottom line from divine energy. Okay. In order for you to become or get into this new phase. Okay, so it's really not about achieving a goal for you as much as it is starting anew. Maybe that is the goal. Okay, depending upon where you are in your life right now. Okay, so again, I don't know if that'll make sense to you, but again, you may need to go back and watch some of your old energy. Okay, so let's get into the clarifiers here. Okay, so we have a King of Pentacles with a Knight of Swords. Okay, they're kind of opposing each other in a way. Okay, the King of Pentacles is looking one way while the King of Swords is going another way. Okay, so air energy here, earth energy. You could have one of those signs either in your birth chart or an energy around you. But it feels as though maybe someone has said something that's kind of final in the sense of monetary, and maybe you going your own way with something. Okay. If it was a King of Wands, I would be feeling more so kind of like feeling like you're taking orders, in a sense. But maybe that's still kind of prevalent, in a way, with that air energy being there. But let's, dive in a little bit deeper for Scorpio. Knight of Swords still here, and then a Nine of Swords. Okay, this then equals out to a Ten of Swords, which means stick a fork in me, I'm done. Okay, so it could be words that have been shared, or maybe some brass BRASS, okay, actions towards someone, that keeps them in their head, and maybe you came along with the last sword and it's done. Okay, let's shuffle again. Now we have the Nine of Swords still here with the Empress. Okay, Empress energy, I always think of earth energy, and potentially Libra. Someone is in their head about someone as an Empress. Okay, maybe a mother, or a significant other. Okay. Um, what was said possibly backfired, and now you're the one kind of in your head about stuff. Or this person wanted to be something to you, wanted to be this empress. And unfortunately, like I said, with that Knight of Swords, with this Nine of Swords, kind of feels like it's done. Okay. So, last shuffle here. No more splits, but we are going to cut this deck. Okay. So, wherever you land in there, Scorpio, is where you land. All right. Now, we're going to go one from the top for new moon energy, one from the bottom for first quarter moon energy, and then one energetically from the middle and we're going to take that one there for the full moon. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily to see what the overall outcome is, okay? So, of this energy after we look through it. So, we're basically about to clarify, all right? That last one took me a little bit of a minute. I was searching with my mind's eye, and it landed on that one, okay? Again, take what resonates and pass the rest. If this is not resonating for you, go watch your past energy, okay? I can't stress that enough, all right? Because I think your spirit needs to catch up, okay? Now, nothing will come of this situation is being clarified by the Queen of Swords, okay? The Queen of Swords. Air energy coming out yet again. Air energy is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, okay? Nothing will come of this situation based off of possibly a queen, feminine energy. Doesn't have to be an actual feminine, because we have both feminine and masculine energy within both of us and all of us, okay? And so it feels as though there was potentially some form of communication where someone finally, said something, more of a directive possibly, about a particular situation, okay? And that's why nothing will come of it. It's final. The words have been said. It is what it is. Either you're gonna like it or you're not. Doesn't matter which one. It's just the words have been said, okay? Now, and that's all I'm going to say about it, okay? And that's probably what or how the situation went, okay? Let's move on to this first quarter moon energy. Have faith in your dreams is being clarified by a Queen of Cups. Wow, okay? So, we already saw the Empress. And now here come the queens. We've already seen a king, a Knight of Swords, okay? And so here we are with the Queen of Cups, okay? Now, I feel like there's going to be a mixture of Scorpio in this reading, okay? So wherever you land, get in where you fit in, okay? But this Queen of Cups, as I'm placing it here on the spread, it's like two queens talking to each other, okay? One with a sword and one with a cup, okay? This one with the sword, again, both wearing crowns. Hair is, down. One hand is raised. With the Queen of Cups, the cup is covered, okay? It's a very elaborate cup, okay? Both hands are on the cup to hold the cup stable, all right? So that means that this queen, whoever this is very mature, okay? um, is very compassionate with her words, but means what she says and says what she means. Okay. The same goes for this Queen of Swords, but in a way that is a little bit more assertive. Okay. Um, very confident, and does sometimes come off as a little, um, again, assertive more so than anything, but willing to go to war. Okay. In the sense with their words. Okay. There will be no compassion. It will be straight facts. Okay. In the sense of this Queen of Swords energy. Okay. But this Queen of Swords, have faith in your dreams. It's possibly someone who is very motivating to you in a way, or is just around you. Um, I'm not sure if it's someone that you look up to, potentially, versus another energy that just doesn't feel the same. Okay. So I don't know if it's a mother aunt dynamic, like a family situation, but whatever it is, I feel like this might require like an ancestor read. Okay. I'm sorry to say that. And I have plenty of ancestor reads on the channel. Feel free to go look at that past energy. Okay. On the word from the ancestors. Okay. Because I feel like this is trailing behind that energy. That's all I'm going to say about that, because we'll see if something else comes out from it. Okay. With this last energy here of the full moon energy, let's see what's going on with that. With work through your fears. Okay. Work through your fears. Oh my God. The Tower shows up yet again. Okay. The Tower has came up in Leo's reading. It came up in Cancer's reading, and now it's here in yours. Okay. Something has transpired. Okay. Working through your fears with this Tower card coming up. Very odd. Okay. In the sense of maybe you are fearful of, I don't know, some kind of dynamic between two feminines, possibly, being a problem for someone. Okay. Now, we saw the Empress card before laying out your clarifiers. Okay. There could be someone, if this is about a relationship situation, you're possibly worried about the dynamic between someone and two other feminines, of them, kind of, I don't know, duking it out, battle of the minds, whatever the case may be. Okay. Someone is very compassionate. The other one is a little bit, too much poppy off at the mouth. Okay. And so you have to work through your fears. Okay. The only thing that I can say to you, Scorpio, is that this probably was bound to happen eventually. It's not something that you can avoid. Okay. All you can do is maybe potentially play the peacemaker. Okay. Someone either between you or someone else is going to be the peacemaker of this kind of crazy triangle, if you will. Okay. If you are fearful of a conflict or a negative interaction, that is what you're fearful of, which then brings it on. Okay. Again, you have to bring some positivity into the situation. If there's another party, a third party type situation that's coming into a dynamic, one, you're giving them a heads up about what they may have to deal with. Two, they are there, or you will be there, or supportive of each other. Okay. If this is a relationship situation. Okay. Be supportive of one another. All right. In order for it to work. Okay. because no matter the circumstance, it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. Okay. And the only thing that you can do is not control it, but be prepared for it. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense to you. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's go ahead and look, because y'all know how I am with y'all, Scorpio. I will end up talking to y'all all night. And at that point, we didn't have to do a live. Okay. Uh, and your girl need her sleep, so I'm not going to be up all night talking to y'all, Scorpio. I'm going to put y'all on a timer. Okay. Nonetheless, here we are with the 7. Okay. 7 of Wands. All right. Defensive. Okay. Now, you can be defensive with me all you want, okay? I am not for it. Don't put it in the comments, okay? Unless you put in solutions in the comments, don't come at me, okay? But the 7 of Wands, all right? Within this situation, you are constantly, or feel like you are constantly going to be finding yourself defending a lot, okay? Again, maybe you, Scorpio, need to take on this energy of the Queen of Swords, okay? In the sense of putting your foot down, okay? And saying it is what it's going to be, okay? If you're a masculine, then yes, fine. King of Swords energy, whatever you need to do. But there needs to be some compassion in your words in order for them to get through to the people that you feel like are going to cause a problem for you. Okay. Not being so, defensive, but again, with factual, statements or, evidence that is going to, back you up to avoid this tower. Okay. Again, working through these fears. All right. It was bound to happen, and you have to take, again, this month is about accountability. Having the strength, the inner strength to be accountable for things and why they are the way that they are, and being able to have the willpower and the strength to overcome them and make changes as necessary. Anyone who's not willing to work with you with these changes, you need to brush them off of your shoulder and only deal with what you can. Okay. Now, I wanted to do something. But we're not going to do it. We're just going to stick with that 7. Okay. As much as I want things, and it will be a positive outcome for you, but it's going to take a minute. Or 2 before it does. Okay. Let's get into what is the message of support to achieve or manifest Scorpio's goal. What is the message of support for Scorpio to manifest or achieve their goal? Point blank period, you got to stop being fearful of stuff that you can't control, Scorpio. Okay. Things happen. All right. Unless you can only be prepared. Okay. Let's say you have a glass of water that's on the edge of a table, and if you get too close to that glass, if you run or you don't watch where you're going, that glass is going to spill over. Okay. What do? You move the glass. Okay. That is a control. Okay, that's something you can control. You cannot control other people's actions. You cannot control other people's thoughts. You can only prepare people, okay, and be forthright and honest with what it is that you want, okay? If it involves children, and the only reason why I bring up children is because in both of these chairs, there is a child's face or a child, okay? Also, with the Empress is always pregnant in tarot, okay, in the regular Rider's Waite, okay. It doesn't always have to be a baby, but it could be someone who creates, okay. That is the Empress. The Empress is nurturing. The Empress is compassionate, and is all things of grace and beauty. Okay, but can also either be holding a child or with child. And so if it's something in regards to children, the children should be the first and foremost important thing of the situation, okay? And so you don't want to create any conflicts around children. I grew up around people arguing all the time, and it was not, wasn't great. I had to know as a child that it wasn't about me, but you never want to see your parents arguing, okay? It's especially if they're just not getting along, period. And so it should be about presenting yourself and the situation to the child in the most healthiest way possible. And so if it does involve children, just consider that, okay? Now, if anything jumps out, I will take it. Otherwise, we will split the deck and then get your messages coming from the bottom of the deck. Okay? Okay, we're going to stop there. A couple of them were getting kind of stuck. Sometimes I may, be guided to take those, but not on this one. 3 messages is what I'm hearing. Okay, maybe 4. 1 enchanted evening. Okay, 1 enchanted evening. I believe Leo got this message in their reading. Okay, for you, it is the perfect night. Okay, it is the perfect night. That's for one of you. Well, some of you. It's not for all of the collective, okay? Either you have Leo in your chart or dealing with a Leo, and you are going to have a enchanted evening with them or a perfect night, potentially of conversation, or of passion, okay? That's for somebody. I don't know if you're just wondering how somebody feels about you. Again, that feels like cross-watching energy. And I've told y'all about cross-watching, okay? Cross-watching on someone else's energy can make things go the opposite way, okay? While you may have a enchanted evening or feel like it's a great evening, that person may not, okay? I'm not wishing that for you. I'm just saying that's how it works, okay? Don't cross-watch on other people's energy, okay? I would like for the collective to get to a point where you can just go to someone and actually have a conversation, okay? Using spirituality to peer in on other people is personal gain, okay? You do not want to do that because it can cause a distance or separation between you and the person, okay? And then when you come in on someone else's reading, I can't guarantee them a clear reading because then the reading becomes about you, okay? That of the cross-watcher, okay? So that is why I am against cross-watching energy, okay? Now, if you're cross-watching for your own sign or your own birth chart placements within your birth chart, that is fine, okay? Until, the messages start becoming repetitive, and that's because divine is telling you you already got one message and it's going to keep going until you understand it, okay? So, just, a quick, sidebar, all right? Now, the festival, okay? The festival creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. Creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event, okay? So, just quickly looking again at that 7 of Wands and seeing this, I feel as though maybe Scorpio, you have maybe you have an event or something that you're handling, or are associated with someone who's handling an event, and a lot of people are coming to you asking for tickets, okay? um, or a discount, however they can get into this particular party, okay? And you're having to fend people off, literally beat people off with a stick, okay? It's going to be a great event, all right? But don't get too ahead of yourself. Make sure you're checking in with the person that you're working with before you go doing stuff like that, okay? In my personal opinion, true friendship is supportive friendship. So you don't just sit up here and look for your friends to constantly give you discounts for stuff just because you're associated with someone, okay? The best thing to do is to just pay full price, okay? If somebody wanted to give you a discount, they would give it to you, all right? Now, I don't know if I'm talking to you, Scorpio, if you've done it, okay? I myself have never been like that. I never look for a discount from anybody. I just straight up buy. If I'm a friend, unless you tell me, oh, you're good, you don't even have to worry about it, then I'm like, okay, cool. But, you know, I usually like to give something. That's just me. That's just who I am, okay? Now, that's it. That's the end of those messages. Spirit said that was enough. I know I said 3 or 4, but Spirit said 2 was enough, okay? So, those are your 2 messages here, Scorpio. See how things can change within a reading, okay? Now, we're going to get into your energy of the present self. What is the energy of the present self of Scorpio? What is the energy of the present self of Scorpio? 3 shuffles here. Coming to the end of your reading with 1 more deck. What is the potential, what is the energy of the present self of Scorpio? Okay, last shuffle. Scorpio, I will say this is the first time I've ever done a reading for y'all, and it was like, felt like all over the place. If I have done one for y'all like that, it's probably been a year or so since I have. But this has been the most stretched over your sign it's ever been. Comfort, hearth, one of the popular ones, number 11, okay? Enlightenment here, following your intuition. What is it that you want, Scorpio? Do you require a home? Okay, because we have this child here. And honestly, with this 7 of Wands and this Tower and work through your fears, is this what you fear? Do you fear actually having peace of mind, or fearful of trying to get to this home in a way? Or fear of, again, just not having peace. Maybe you've been wanting it for quite some time. But whenever hearth comes up, it's about people finding some form of home somewhere, okay? Home, I believe, is just like that cheesy saying, home is where the heart is, okay? So wherever your heart is that feels like home is possibly where you need to go, okay? Or if that's the mindset that you need to have. But I do really feel like it needs to be some form of enlightenment, maybe about your past, of what you believe home to be. Again, this child is here. In a sense of, again, like I said, this month being about inner strength and inner child work and things of that nature, you may need to watch the tap into your soul readings too. In the sense of maybe how your upbringing was as a child. If you were, lucky to have all of your family. I personally was not. I was separated from my dad. My mom got married. I had a stepfather, and then that ended. And then I was trying to get closer to my father. That ended abruptly at the age of 22. My father passed away at 42. And then my mom, of course, dated after that, but I was not really wanting to attach myself to any other stranger thereafter. So for some, being able to have that family dynamic, I mean, I got a taste of it for a little bit, and I am appreciative for that little bit that I had, but even that became tumultuous, like towards the end of my mom's marriage. So you are definitely lucky if you were able to know what home really is, or the idea of home. And the fact that you don't really have that, if you don't have that for your own children, it can cause some things to kind of fester within you, okay? Or within other people that are around you, okay? It could pose jealousy, a little bit of envy, possibly. And so you kind of have to deal with that, and whether or not if you really want that around you or your children, okay? So it's just something, again, to the side. Might want to check out the channel readings. I think there were a few that were geared towards you guys. If you go check the community posts, you can find those ones, okay? Because I think I reposted them, all right? So with this is the element of fire. Take some time out to rest and regenerate. Know what makes you comfortable. Keep the home fires burning. Create a peaceful and beautiful home life. Nourishing the mind, body, and spirit is important at this time. Focus on the inner life, okay? Focus on the inner life. Anesi, which is comfort or solace in ancient Greek. In these busy times, it is important to focus on a place where you can feel safe and comfortable. While many of us don't have a literal hearth, the home, whatever that is, should be a place created to inspire peace and nourishment, okay? Should be inspired to create, to inspire peace and nourishment, okay? So by all means, and I hold there for a minute for you guys to really soak that in, okay? Now, you do have oceans and bravery underneath number 30, which leads to, again, that centering that needs to be done, okay? And being brave, okay? Obviously, to start telling people when you do need some time to yourself, okay? But do it in a compassionate way, not so much in a very harsh or combative way, which is probably why you're coming off very defensive. It's because you're tired, okay? So let's get into the higher self. What is the potential energy for the higher self of Scorpio? What is the potential energy for the higher self of Scorpio? Last shuffle here. What is the potential energy of the higher self of Scorpio? I'm going to cut the deck here. Okay. Your higher self probably requires rest too. Okay. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for you guys, Scorpio. The law of growth. Okay. The law of growth. All right. Does that work through your fears? You need to grow from that. Okay. As we have a lion here. Okay. With an owl flying over top. New energy alert. I want to say I've seen this card come up before, but only once, okay? Be steadfast in your faith and stay the course. Be steadfast in your faith and stay the course. This lion, eyes glowing, a crescent moon kind of on its brow, right where the third eye is, okay? This owl coming through, definitely showing some growth and wisdom, if you will. no ruins here under this archway. Very well structured. Okay. This fog, a whirlwind of the universe behind him. Very beautiful imagery. I do love this deck. Let's see what's in the book for you guys when it comes to this, okay? Like I said, that lion coming through with courage. Page 31, equaling out to 4, okay? Definitely looking within, centering yourself, following your intuition on things, not out of fear, okay? But not out of fear. There is no need to feel frustrated or want to give up. The universe has been informed and is growing your vision within the one mind. This card is saying your soul has received the needs of your dreams you planted. Some things take time in the 3D realm. It is time to practice disciplined faith backed by daily embodiment. Okay, be that in which you speak. Okay, you speak it unto others, you should speak it to yourself. Thus, this have faith in your dreams. Okay, focus every thought, every word, every inspired action to align with your desire. Stay calm and stay the course. Thus, this 7 of Wands. Okay, go into a silent meditation and ask your higher self, what is my next inspired action to take? Then do that one thing. Release the need to figure out all the details of how you are going to accomplish your dreams, okay? Release the need to figure out all the details of how you are going to accomplish your dreams, okay? Like I said before, you cannot control everything, Scorpio. You are going to have to go with the flow of things, okay? Divine is already guiding you, okay? Believe in divine, have faith in divine, God, whatever you believe, okay? The universal law allows us to witness and measure our ability to manifest and demonstrate through space and time continuum. The universal law allows us to witness and measure our ability to manifest and demonstrate through space and time continuum. Okay? Anything that you want can be achieved, but you have to move with what it is you desire, Scorpio. Okay? You can ask for it all day long. I talk about this occasionally in the readings, that you can pray for something and you just want it to fall in your lap. That's not how it's going to happen. You have to work towards it, okay? If it is something that you desire that requires work on your part, you have to get over your fear and approach it, okay? If you want it, you're going to work for it. If you're not going to work for it, then what's the point of asking for it? Okay? With that being said, Scorpios, that is all that I have for you guys. I was not trying to go this long for you guys. I really wasn't. This is 1 month, and we went as long as if I did 2. Okay? Now, y'all know I got love for y'all because y'all in my 7th house. Okay? We do this all day long. Okay? So, this is your monthly for July, okay? I will be getting back in touch with y'all eventually in due time when it comes to your preliminary readings. But again, check out those, again, channeled readings. You can find those on the channel in the playlist, along with the Tap Into Your Souls and a word from the ancestors, okay? No, date or, time frame in particular for you to go to. Go with what you're energetically guided to, okay? So until next time, Scorpios, peace.